Welcome to the Writer's Way podcast. Your host, Mia Thompson, brings you a live interview with Cyrus Stiletto, author of Failed Relationships.
Cyrus?
Yeah, it's me.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Our first question, Cyrus, what inspired you to write Failed Relationships, by the way?
I guess my own personal sorrows.
Okay, so clearly that it is based on a personal experiences of yours.
Yes.
Relationships are deeply personal topic, especially in this generations right now. Like, was it challenging to write about failed ones?
No, I guess because I had so many of them. I would say no.
Okay. What was your goal in writing this book? Did you want to offer advice, share stories, or simply provide insight into why relationships fail?
I actually my own selfish motivation was for a movie. Believe it or not, that's why I like writing books. I'm always hoping someone would make a movie, and I would be part of it. So it's my own selfish reasons.
Wow. So, apart from that, in your experience, what are the most common reasons that relationship would fail?
It's our own personal traits your own personal baggage, someone calls it. I've heard your own personal baggage you bring into a relationship. You bring it with you. Everybody has it. You have it. I have it. We all have some kind of baggage, and you're never prepared for that. No matter what you do, you're never going to be prepared for that. No matter who you go with, it's going to be something, and I think that's the biggest thing. How to deal with that baggage? How do you deal with those things that those unexpected, I guess you would call it hiccups in the relationship? And that's basically what I learned, and not seeing it, being emotionally attached to such a person, deeply in love with them, and then, finding out that they basically, something happens and just destroys you.
Yeah. I can see it in your book that, Lorenzo's journey highlights that love isn't just about emotions, Like, it takes effort.
Yeah, and that's sex. And I also think I said sex is not your relationship can't be based on great sex. That's all it's based on. After that fizzles away or whatever happens to it, you realize that something horrible is going to follow. Some kind of departure or a horrible breakup is what I predict. And that's for anybody.
Okay. Now, do you think people make the same mistakes repeatedly in relationships, or are failures more situational?
I think I would say both. I think it depends on the type, the baggage, and the type of person you are. I will not say I'm perfect. Sometimes you gotta a deep look into yourself and see, hey, is it something that, like in the character Lorenzo, is there something he's doing wrong? And maybe there's something within that you're doing wrong, that you're missing something, or you just don't see it. That's what it is, or it could be the other person. Now, if a person is constantly, I had a cousin that was married 4 times. She's passed on recently. She has to look at herself because she went through four marriages, and they all ended up the same way, divorce. So something's there that it's why she's married 4 times and divorced 4 times. So she'd have to look at herself. But I wouldn't tell her that. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but maybe there's something she's missing, because obviously she couldn't keep any of those marriages working. It all ended up the same.
Okay. Now, what role does communication play in the success or failure of a relationship?
Oh, that's huge. That's a big, significant problem. First thing is, like I think I told you before, if she's got something she's really got her heart set into, let's say I'm with a woman, she wants to be a ballerina, and even though I know she can't, it won't be her thing, but I got to encourage her. I can't discourage her. because that'll automatically. You could suggest, like, hey, maybe you need to do this to do that. I know you could do it, if you do this and this, but at the same time, you can't discourage them to the point where because they're going to look for someone to give them encouragement. And the same with a man. The same with a man. If a woman, it's that old slogan about a woman. Every good man has a good woman behind him. And when I mean behind him, she's motivating him. She's pushing him. She's saying, hey, you can do it. Hey, that is huge. I mean, I know guys that I grew up with. They were a mess. Was the way women look? I don't want him. He's a mess. I don't know where I would start to fix him, from the way he dresses to how he talks. And I've seen women that are real strong take someone like that, and I don't even know who they are. I don't recognize them. I don't know who I'm talking to. And I realized, oh, that woman did that. Her will was so strong that she did that. And the same thing with a man. Some men are strong enough to take a woman and mold them, like clay. I've seen it on both ends. I'm not saying it's not a masculine feminine thing. I think it's a personality thing. It's personal traits that some women have, and that's real appealing to any guy that has an intellect. To me, that's appealing. Like a woman that I can see, like, oh, she's got her stuff together. She'll tell me, hey, I don't need a man. I got all my ducks in a row. I don't really need a man. I can go with one or without one. And she's that kind of woman is dangerous. And real dangerous woman to me is one that's extremely beautiful and extremely intelligent. Those women are very, very. You have to. A man has to bend over backwards to hold on to one of those, because she's got a whole bunch of suitors around. Once anybody with an intellect can see, hey, that's same thing with a man. A man that has all his stuff together. He's got that, James Bond look, or whatever Rico Suave you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it, and he's intelligent, and he's got everything going on. That's a guy that's going to have tons, of women. If he's got the looks and the intelligence to go with it, dangerous person. Those are dangerous people to try to hold on to. It's a reality. They're dangerous people to try. It's hard. It's extremely difficult to keep someone like that.
Yeah. Also with an independent one. Seems like they're not afraid to to be left by somebody.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Like, and another thing I noticed now. Personalities, like some people, they get to a level of wealth and stuff. They don't want to talk to someone that's not in their social class too. There's some people that they're driving BMWs and a Mercedes, and they're making good money every year. They're in the six figures. They're not going to want to talk to someone that's driving a beat up car. Social classes also, unfortunately, to me, it's still. It's a big problem.
Yeah, I can see it that modern, relationships are complex, and many struggle with balancing emotional needs with societal pressures. So, by spreading the word of your book, well, people can focus on building a genuine connections instead of just, chasing a temporary pleasure.
Yeah. You're talking about one night stands. I have an uncle. He's still alive. He had a silver tongue. What I mean by that, I don't know if you ever heard that term. He had a finesse with women that he could just talk to them. And I don't know what it is. Their knees would bend, or what it was. He just had a finesse, and women just adored him. I don't know what he did. He didn't have a fancy car. He's not a real attractive, I guess. He's not like, James Bond or anything. Like this, I don't put him in the James Bond category. He's just a typical Latin American, and he's about 250. He's not a skinny guy, mid-sized guy, and I don't know, women loved him. And he drove a jalopy. He had a car that was hideous. It was so bad that, you know, as a kid, I was like, I don't want to ride in it. He would get women to ride in that car, and I was like, I don't know what kind of woman would jump in that car, but I just, he just has something, and we call it silver tongue. You know,
kind of highly persuasive. You know,
I don't know how he's not aggressive. He's not aggressive. Let me emphasize that. He's not aggressive. He's very passive, but he just has I don't know how to explain it. He just has a way to speak. His words are smooth as silk. They just slither out, and it's like a nice slow song, and it just goes smoothly. And he just has that finesse. And even today is at over 70. I don't even know his age because I'm 54, and he just has that finesse. He just knows how to talk calm, and so I would have to say he's a great communicator and he's a great listener, and it's just unbelievable, you know. And not, unfortunately, he has a skill that most men don't have, and I feel sorry that, you know, there ain't many people like that. You know.
Are you that kind of person?
No, I'm not. I wish I was, but I wish I was. I don't have that skill. I think it's something that you're. I don't know if you learn it or it's just within. I don't know how to put the words. It's just something you have, your personality. I would figure your person. You know, everybody has their own personality, and he has that. That's part of his personality. He's just a laid back. He's a laid back, cool as a cucumber, we call it. He didn't get mad. He said, "What am I get mad about?" He hardly ever gets mad. I mean, very rarely. But yet he was married once, and he ended up with a divorce. So, I mean, even with that, so what's that? Like I said, that situation I still can't figure out, because he was married once and he ended up divorced and he never married again. But my whole knowledge of him, he never had any bad relationships with any women except for that one. That's the only one he has. So all I could say, that maybe that was situational, what you were talking about. He just met the wrong person, the wrong situation, wrong time, just all the above. They should have never married. And that's a situation. That's not just a personality. That's what you're saying, a situation. Someone rushing into a marriage, and 3 years later, his bank account is emptied out. She took all the money. She took the good furniture. She took the good car, and she left. And he got the beat up car. His bank account was empty, and that was, which is kind of ironic, because I would never expect him to be in that situation. I would never expect that, never.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of hard on his part as well, despite being or having that silver tongue, you know.
Yeah, and it ended up like
him. Yeah,
he's not really called a hothead. I don't know if you ever heard they call him a hothead. It's a street thing. Yes, he says, "Oh, he's a hothead." That means he blows up quick. That's someone that blows up quick. And I grew up around Latinos and Italians. I'm related to Italians and Latinos, and I could tell you something that Italians and the Latinos have in common. Both of them, both groups, they have hotheads in them, and they lose it. You could say one thing wrong, and they just blow up. You know,
yeah.
They'll just like go off the edge. Are you whatever? Or they go ghetto. Another term I heard when blacks do that. They go, "Oh,
something like a quick-tempered."
Well, they use that term. Blacks use that term. When I seen black women go crazy, or black African Americans go nuts, "Oh, he's gonna go ghetto on me." And if you ever heard that, or drama mama, like the black women, when the black women go crazy, they call it, black women go crazy. They call it drama mama, and you don't want to be there. If you have a drama mama, you want to just run, because she will embarrass you in the restaurant. She will do something. I've been embarrassed by women in public places before. I had a woman years ago. I was putting a tip on the table. This is more than 30 years ago. I was putting my tip on the table, cash on the table for the meal, and she went to take off the cash off the table. She went to grab it and put it in her purse, and I had to stop her and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" She says, "I need it." I said, "Well, that's the tip. I'll give you the money if you need it that bad. Leave the tip there for the waitress." She was gonna she waited until I put it down, and then she went to grab it. And I said, "If you really need it that bad, I'll give you a couple bucks. Just leave that there for her." She went to bring our food, and we had a meal and everything. I always leave some kind of tip. I don't put nothing for a waitress or a server or anything. I always leave a tip. So that was strange. We still don't forget it. It was a Village Inn. I was at a Village Inn.
Yeah, maybe she badly need your, couple of bucks.
She needed some money, I guess, but I guess instead of asking me for a few dollars, which I would have gave it to her, I would have said, yeah, we were dating. I would have said, "You need a few dollars that bad?" I said I would have gave it to her. It was only like, I think it was maybe $10, because back then $10 was worth more than what it is now. We're talking over 30 years ago.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so she did that, and I gave her $10 anyway, actually, and I told her to put it back. I remember I gave her the $10. I got her $10. I said, "Here's $10. Leave that there." And I had to talk with her about that. I said, "You don't have to do that. I'll give you a couple dollars or whatever, or I'll get whatever you need. Don't do that," because I was dating her. Yeah, so that was odd. I don't.
I believe that there is, something that would explain that kind of behavior as well. Because anyhow, the next question is that kind of relevant in today's world. Now, how do societal changes like social media, dating apps, or shifting gender rules impact in modern relationships?
I don't know anything about gender. The only gender story I could tell you, and this happened in Largo when I was living there back in the 90s. They were married, and the husband decided his name was Sam, I think, and he turned himself into a Samantha. They were married for years, and he came home and he got it snipped. And his wife said he always liked to wear women's clothes, and they had two teenagers, and he didn't tell him he came home as a woman to his wife. And of course they got a divorce, and the kids were teenagers. They were so embarrassed, and he just did it at a whim. That's the only gender story I could tell you. I don't know any other story about gender. I don't really explore that, or gay people. I kind of leave that alone. If that's something somebody wants, they're into, I don't. That's too. I don't deal with it. I've never been in that situation, but I just know about. To me, woman and man together, that's about all I could handle. All that other stuff, that's too much for me.
Okay. Now, what are the best ways to heal and move forward after a failed relationship, like in your experience?
Unfortunately, I tell you, I did the worst thing. Every time I went to the bar, I just let you know, I would go to the bar, and I would go to, drinking. I would go on the weekends and drink and just hang out, and I just noticed I did fit really after years of doing that. I did meet people in the bar and would end up with them and things like that. But I noticed something. Me chasing them, when a man chases women at the bar, it don't really work out. It's better just to do it. My uncle used to sit there. We used to take him, the same uncle. We just take him. He just goes, "I'm going to just sit here and drink." He didn't chase. He wouldn't chase no women. He would just sit there, and women would come to him. And he told me, why are you chasing them? You're better off to just sit here and just wait. And if one sees you, eventually it'll happen. But when you try to pressure it into happening, force your way, and try to force yourself to be with someone or be very aggressive, it just doesn't work. And it's better. I learned it's better just to sit there and just have your drink or whatever. And if someone talks to you, they talk to you. Don't bother. Don't engage in that. But the young people still do it today. They still do when I go to club, I see them, the guy chasing after a girl, and the girl's not really interested in them, and it always ends up bad. And also I remember there would be 4 girls at a table, and there'd be 3 of them extremely beautiful, and the 4th one was not there as far as that part. She's what we call them handsome. When you ever hear the word handsome, when they say a woman's handsome, that's a nice way to say they're not attractive.
Yes.
If you ever hear a girl talking about another girl and say, "Hey, Susie's handsome," you better look out. That doesn't mean she's attractive. That's not a compliment. That's an inside. That's like a nicer way to say she's not pretty. So, and another term they used to use when women were not attractive was she's fugly, and that would mean they're extremely ugly to a guy. They would say fugly. I don't know if they use that anymore, but it was a term. You don't go out, she's not attractive. She's beyond ugly. She's fugly. Same thing for a man. I don't want to be caught dead with him. And that's what some girls would say. They say about a guy, say, "What do you think of that guy?" "Well, I don't want to be caught dead with him." Like, oh, that's horrible. It's a two-way street. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, somehow, with your experience, I know that there is a positive side to failed relationships. Now, can they be a stepping stone to something better?
Yeah, it eventually come. I think all those failed relationships led me to my current wife. I'm with right now. I'm still with her, and I've been with her for over 30 years. So I think that happening led me to her, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm blessed to find someone that will put up with me. That's how I see it, and that's the thing most men don't realize. They need to look at themselves, and the same thing for women. Some women, they have their issues, and for a guy to, put up with them, all right, what do they call them? Those women that really drive some men crazy? A drama queen. A drama queen. And it's a term, and I don't got nothing against women. I love women, but there's some women, they'll call their husband at work, and they got something crazy. "I don't know, the dishwasher won't, the dishwasher's not draining out. I need you to leave work right now and come fix it." I heard this one, and I was like, "Do you know how to fix it?" He goes, "No, but she's gonna go crazy over the dishwasher not draining. The water's coming out," and he tells her, "Just turn it off. Wait till I get off of work." "No, I need you to come now. I need the dishwasher so I can wash the." That's the kind of thing, or something that can wait. But she's calling about or something, it's something little, something that is not really, to her it's a big drama. She can't wash the dishes until the dishwasher is broken. She don't want to use the dish soap and the sink. So she wants him to leave and fix the dishwasher. That happened in the job I was at. She wanted him to leave right now. He says, I don't know what to do. She keeps calling me about it. I said, just tell her you have to work, and when you get off, you'll deal with it. He says, I don't know. She's going to bother me to death about that. And these are real women, believe it or not. They're real women. I mean, they really exist, these women, and I feel sorry for some of the men. And then you got men that they're the same way. I can't think of one of them I heard. One guy, there was a guy I did know. He said when I get home and I get off of work, I want my meal hot and ready for me to eat. I want it at 5 o'clock. I get off at 4 o'clock. She better have my food on the table at 5 o'clock, ready for me to eat. And I was like, I was like looking at him like, I'm surprised she don't just, when he's sleeping, just take him out. I'm sure she's like, God, I hate this guy. He's like telling me at work, he says, she had to have his beer. He liked to have his Budweiser. He said, my beer better be nice and cold and ready with my hot meal. I want my Budweiser nice and cold, and it better be some in the refrigerator because I want more. She better keep it on stock. I don't care when she goes to the grocery store. She better buy food and my beer. It better be there, and my meal better be ready, and my beer better be nice and ready and cold. I don't want a hot beer when I'm having my. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think a woman wants a guy like that? I mean,
well, in my case, I'm truly independent in my case, and at the same time, I think I don't need that kind of man in my life,
He's very demanding. Yeah. He's a tyrant, like a dictator. He's like, oh, it's my way or the highway. And I don't know how women put up with.
Well, if that's the behavior, actually, then they could manipulate you, somehow, and then as a girl, you cannot, stand out, you cannot reach your dreams if that's the case, because you'll be just, since that guy is a dictator, you'll be just something like could be just following this guy, So I don't like that kind of idea as well. Anyhow, what advice, by the way, Cyrus, would you give to someone currently struggling with a failing relationship?
Something I should have done. I should have done it, and I'm guilty of not doing it. I should have did what I preach. I should have sat down with that person and had a talk with them, and sometimes I probably didn't. I was too young to even at that point. My mind was not thinking that way. I should have talked to them and told them what kind of relationship are we in? Are we in a relationship where is go with the flow, or is there some kind of future with us? That's the kind of conversation. And are we on the same path? I mean, what do they want in the what do you want out of the relationship? Do you want a commitment, or I'm just somebody I'm like a spare tire. You just keeping me around. You just like you think I'm funny and cute, and you like me being around to make you laugh, and then after that you don't laugh and you want to throw me out. Well, unfortunately that's the reality of it. I'm just for kicks. I'm like a new toy. Same thing with a woman. The guy. I like having her around. That's it. I don't see me being with her. She's like a trophy. That's another thing. Like real beautiful women. Now I'm talking about beautiful women they're not. What's the word? They're not real sophisticated in the mental capacity. They're not like business savvy or anything like that. They just have that. Brooke Shields, Sophia Vargas. I don't know. Sandra Bullock, Halle Berry. Kind of. Mentality. These are all, or Cindy Crawford. They all got that beautiful, wonderful goddess body and face that you want to look at every day. But they're trophies. They call them trophies. And is there anything else you have with them? Is that it? Just the lust and the infatuation and all that. And then after that, what do you have? You have nothing, or you just keep them around until you're tired of them.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, aside from that, Cyrus, may I know, do you have any plans for future marketing, such as speaking engagements, social media campaigns, or collaborations?
I didn't. I don't, because if I have to pay for it, I'm an average Joe, and I would not pay for it myself. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
If somebody asked me, I would. If they said they wanted me to, but I'm going to be blunt and candid about it. I'm not going to tell them I'm an expert, because I would never take that label. I'm not.
Okay. Now, if failed relationships were turned into a documentary, a podcast or coaching program, how would you envision it?
I would be candid. Even if they don't want to hear the negative, they might not want me in the broadcast, because I'm going to tell them the negative is along with the positive. It's not going to be all, like the guy told me. It's not going to be all rainbows and leprechauns and what's the other word, and horseshoes and all them happy things. It's not going to be all like that. It's going to be a straightforward, and that's how I'm going to be about it. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be fake. We have enough of that. We have enough of that in politics, unfortunately. I'll be straightforward and candid. I mean, I don't plan to be out there and say, hey, I'm perfect and you should be listening to me. I'm just telling you what I went through, what I lived. My personal experience is written in that book, and finding out that women don't realize that when they have a man's heart in their hand, they can crush it, and I'm witness of that. I mean, I had women they took my heart and they just smashed it. That's basically what it is, it actually makes you stronger, because you realize if it happens again, you're more, you can recover faster. When that first woman does it to you, and that first love destroys you in such a way, it actually helps you. It makes you stronger, and it gives you wisdom, and it makes you more mature. All of those things. So I can't that's the positive part of it.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to share with your readers or those discovering your book for the first time?
Yeah, I would share with my readers that you can do everything right. You could be a perfect person. You could have the right car. You could have the perfect body. You could be the smart and beautiful and intelligent, intellectual and rich and all of those things. But don't doubt for 1 minute. You could be in a relationship and everything looks perfect, and it doesn't end up that way in the end. It could be like a fairy tale story. You're driving a Mercedes, and you got a mansion, and you have someone like Brooke Shields living with you. Everybody's looking at her like she's smart and she's beautiful, and she would never leave me. And don't think for a minute that would not happen, because it can happen to anybody.
Yes. Now, this book are truly universal. Like, everyone experiences love, heartbreak, and the search for meaning in relationships. And sharing them can help others feel less alone in their struggles. It would encourage self-improvement and inspire people to approach relationships with more patience, understanding, and wisdom. So, Cyrus, thank you so much for participating in this recorded interview. Now, with this will be posted in a podcast as well. Okay. And your book, Failed Relationships, I believe that it is available to any social media platforms, and also, any online booksellers like Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, right?
Yeah, and some other people I think have it too.
Okay.
They have it too, I believe. That's the person original company that I worked with to write it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Cyrus. May I know right now, do you want something to add to?
Oh, my son, my biological son, did the illustrations.
Wow.
How old is he? Now he's 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, thank you so much for participating in this recorded interview. So we will let you know with any feedbacks, comments, and reviews about your book after we will be able to forward this recorded interview, okay?
Okay.